I'm Craig Kenneth, a relationship coach and a psychotherapist. Every relationship is different and every breakup is different. Work with me and you'll get professional help on your situation. And if you're in no contact, focused on personal growth, my workbook series, The Knowledge, will help you make changes like you've never made before. Available now at AskCraig.net. Hi there, I'm Coach Craig Kenneth.
And I'm Coach Victoria.
And in this video, we're going to be talking to you about finding your long-term partner. A lot of people are like, nope, I want my ex. See you next video, Craig. Thanks for nothing.
Yeah, right.
Okay, slow down, people. Maybe your ex is your long-term partner.
Perhaps.
But we're going to be talking about this today. It's important to think about the qualities that you're looking for in a long-term partner. What makes a good long-term partner? Because many of us want a really deep, meaningful connection with somebody. And many people want to get with somebody, married, and spend their life with somebody. Some people don't want to be married, some people do, whatever your preference. But a lot of people are looking for somebody to share their life with. And we really value somebody that will stick by our side. You know, no matter what happens, you know, there are many difficulties that can come with life. Losing friends and family. You're going to lose your parents at some point.
Illness.
You know, job stress, all kinds of things. And so you want somebody that can give us the stability that we're looking for, knowing that we can have somebody that we can depend upon. And those are like the deepest connections that we have, even if it's not romantic, even if you have like a great friend that you know you can count on. But how do we know which relationship is going to last?
This can be confusing because, you know, you start to wonder, well, what exactly does it take for a relationship to last long? How can I tell when somebody I'm dating for a couple months is going to be the person who, you know, will be able to withstand some of these stressors that come up, some of these issues that come up, and really want to go farther with me?
Yep.
So there are certain traits that are longer lasting than others, that show more dedication, more discipline than others.
Can I guess the first one?
What?
Memory of a goldfish?
Yes, that's the one. You know,
3-second memory. I forgot what you did wrong to annoy
they're
me.
just always in the present moment. It's great.
They're just happy to see you, like a goldfish. When they see you, you're gonna feed them.
You just remind them that you're together every 3 seconds, and then it's
We're
great.
Together. Here, have something to eat.
You have like a little card, like in 50 First Dates, or like a little movie for them to watch to recap.
Yeah. You only show the highlights.
Yeah, exactly. So while there are no guarantees that a relationship is going to be long lasting, and sometimes, you know, the person you're dating or the person that you've just ended the relationship with, or they've broken up with you, you thought that was going to be the one.
Yeah.
So there are no guarantees, but these are some things that you can look for in a partner or potential partner that can lead you in the right direction. So I figured we would talk about it.
Yeah, because you really have to think about these things. A lot of people are like, oh, I like this person. They're nice. Well, how will they be in a year?
Right. And you have to think about the things that are lasting. When we're talking about lasting, a lot of times it's personality traits, it's character, it's values.
Yeah.
Those do change sometimes too.
A big one for me is integrity. That's a big one.
Right. And those are things that can change, but for the most part, they're pretty stable, you know, in adults. So these are the things that we'll be talking about today. And when we're also talking about what is lasting, what really lasts, we kind of have to visualize ourselves in a different period of life. We have to visualize ourselves going through something difficult or aging, you know, and what life will be like when we're older. One of the things that does last is conversation. So thinking about the quality of conversation that you have with this person. Are you able to be vulnerable with them? Are they able to be vulnerable with you? Do you genuinely enjoy the things that you talk about? Now, are you able to speak with each other kindly and with respect? The way that a person talks, communicates, is huge. It gives you insight into a lot of the patterns that they grew up with, how they treat others, how they think about things. So talk and content of conversation is huge. Margaret used to always say, you want to be with someone that you can have, endless Tuesdays with.
Yeah.
And she would say, well, you want to know why? Because Tuesdays, it's a mundane type of day. It's really what you'll be doing most of with your partner. It's, going to work, how you interact at home, how you make decisions together, and just being able to spend time together and relax. So thinking of it more in those terms. A lot of times in beginnings of relationships, we go on trips, we go on these extravagant dates, and then when
and everything is new and exciting too.
When we get into the more mundane, then things start getting a little bit wonkier. So look for the good in the mundane.
It's a great point.
And taking out the highest and the lowest point in a relationship. So the best of times and the worst of times. That bulk of the relationship there in the middle. What is it like? Is it good generally? Is it connected? Is it vulnerable? How are the two of you during these mundane moments?
You have to think about these things. If you're going to have somebody that you're with for a long time, it can't be just you're, excited with your shiny new toy like Buzz Lightyear. You know what I mean? Where you're excited like Andy, dropping off Woody on the floor. That's what it feels like, right?
I don't want to play with you anymore.
Exactly. It's got to be, the long-lasting connection, perseverance, and patience. Those two things. That's how you make something last consistently. Do you two want the same thing, or generally the same thing in the long term? You have to think about that. Because if you want two different things out of life, it's not going to line up, and it could be a deal breaker. Are you on the same page with your goals and the things that you're determined with or for? What is the level of discipline that you have? You have to be very disciplined to make a long-term relationship last. Because when you're disciplined, you stick by whatever it is to get it done. You value it, it's important to you, and so you make it a priority. And that's important. You have to be able to make the relationship a priority. And you have to be disciplined, not just in your commitment to the relationship, but other areas. Career, job, other responsibilities and obligations, parenting, nurturing friendships and being there for family. How you do anything is how you do everything. And so you want to think about long-term friendships, long-term bonds. What are those like? How is their relationship with their children if they have children? I always look at that. I always think about that. I ask about that. It's important.
Yeah, it is.
That's going to tell you a lot.
It is huge. Yeah. Because these are the lifelong relationships in their life. Are they able to sustain long life friendships or not? If you can see that this person has, friends that are in and out of their life constantly, if they're constantly getting into conflicts with people and ending those relationships, then it can kind of clue you into how they generally function. So these are all things to consider. Speaking of friends, another huge quality is friendship and that companionship that you have with the person. And I know you might be thinking, okay, I watched this video, I'm trying to find something on the deep end of the pool, I want to hear some good content. There is so much beneath friendship if you really think about it. We're talking about respecting another person. We're talking about reliability. We're talking about being able to be vulnerable with that person.
Yeah.
So much falls under that umbrella of being foundationally friends with a partner.
That's such a good point, because if you think about it, many of the people that we date, we wouldn't even be friends with if we were in a if we weren't in a romantic relationship.
Yeah.
And that's something to consider.
And John Gottman talks about this a lot too. In a lot of his books, there's little activities geared toward building a friendship with your partner and getting to know them better. The idea here is that the two of you are on the same team. If you go into a relationship with this hyper individualism where it is, okay, this is about me and you're over there and we can be close but not too close, then you start to experience problems and issues in life, and you either think, I need to take care of this on my own, or you think, oh, that's their problem, they've got it. And you lose out on that interdependence. You lose out on that, wow, that's my friend, we're dealing with this issue together. And that can make a huge shift in your relationship.
Yeah.
Think about the way that you argue with friends. Think about the way that you talk with friends and deal with conflicts with friends. The way that you do anything is how you do everything, as you said. And so in our platonic relationships, in our friendships, and sometimes in our family relationships too, these are like little examples of how we can also show up in our romantic relationships. So having that foundational friendship, I respect my friends, I talk to them kindly. If, I think that they've wronged me, I give the benefit of the doubt. I hear what they have to say. I'm curious about them. I want to see them.
Yeah. So
that can be really a helpful shift in talking about longevity of a relationship.
It's so true. Because, so many people treat dating like people are disposable. But if you really think about this person as a friend, and if you value friends, which I hope you do, I've always been that way, where I really value my friendships and I'm really loyal to my friends. So, I look for that in other people because I know that there are a lot of great qualities that come from being able to form long-term friendships with people that are based on love and respect, And the last thing we want to talk about is that longevity does not equal quality, okay? And sometimes I'll see this because somebody will be on a call with me and they'll be like, well, I don't understand. We broke up after 9 months, but they were with that last ex for 3 years.
Yep.
And I'll say, well, just because they were together for 3 years doesn't mean it was a good relationship. Then we'll start to talk about what they know about that relationship. And it's easy to see it was not anything healthy.
Yeah.
And probably neither of those people were happy the whole time or most of it. So yes, there may be longevity there, but are there traits that are more important than just the length of the time? You have to consider it. For me,
right.
I think it's clear.
Yeah, and you may want a long-term relationship, but you still have to live moment by moment by moment. So remember that, these are things that you want, but trust takes time to build. That stability with a partner takes time to build. So allow the process, enjoy the process. Yeah.
You got to think about all of these things before you get into a long-term relationship. If you want something that's long-lasting and meaningful, if you're just looking for something short-term, then you don't have to worry about it. But if you really want somebody that you could see spending your life with, you want to see that the qualities that are there that can make that happen. Okay, so hopefully you found this one helpful. Of course, if you want to get our help personally, you could do that on my website, askcraig.net. I do email coaching and I do Skype. Victoria is also available for Skype coaching.
I'm here whenever you'd like to chat.
Just click on her name on the top of the website to schedule with her. But that's it for this video. I'm Coach Craig Kenneth.
And I'm Coach Victoria.
And we will talk with you soon.